Evening, everybody. So today we're reading the Krishna book, Putana Killed. In the last chapter, we heard how Vasudeva and the meeting of Nanda Maharaj and Vasudeva. Maharaj means king, and or so Nanda. So Nanda met with Vasudeva. Nanda had to go pay his taxes to the government of Kamsa, and so he went to Mathura, where Krishna was born, and they had a discussion, Nanda with Vasudeva, because Nanda Maharaj, he was very happy to see, he knew Rohini, that Vasudeva's wife was staying with him, was under Nanda Maharaj's protection, and Vasudeva was extremely, worried about the well-being of Krishna and Balaram, and so Krishna, he was inquiring, like, how are they doing? How's Vrindavan? How's everything? And Nanda Maharaj didn't know that the actual father of Krishna was Vasudeva. He thought, Krishna is my son and Balaram is your son, and Rohini is your wife. So, that was, Vasudeva's anxiety, and he actually ended their day. Vasudeva said to Nanda Maharaj, you should go back to Gokul, leave Mathura, go back home, because I'm worried that there's some calamities, disturbances in Gokul. There may be some disturbances. So return as soon as possible. And Nanda Maharaj, so now we start with chapter 6. Nanda Maharaj was returning home. He was considering Vasudeva's words. His friend, he wouldn't say something false or, unfriendly. And so he thought there must be some truth in that. And as devotees do, or Nanda Maharaj did, he began to take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It's quite natural for a devotee in danger to think of Krishna because he has no other shelter. So that's kind of what his feelings and his go-to as Vasudeva went to take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and that's what's remembered often by devotees when they're in danger. Then they pray to God and see if God can work. Just find the printer, the right one.
I got it.
It worked once, I don't know.
I'm trying to print, but I can't definitely.
I'll be done in 20 minutes. After consulting with this demoniac ministers, Kamsa, so this is what's going on in Kamsa's side. Sorry about the little disturbance here. Kamsa was in anxiety, as we know. He knew that Krishna was born. He knew that he was living somewhere else, and his associates had advised them to kill all children that had been born within the 10 days that Krishna was born. So Kamsa, in his plan, he had one of his allies, a demoness, a witch actually, named Putana. So he arranged for her. He knew that she was excellent in the art of killing children in ghastly, sinful ways. So he ordered her to kill all kinds of children in villages and cities. And Prabhupada here explains that such witches, they can play their black magic only where there is no God. Because they use their black magic. So when the names of Krishna are spoken, then witches, ghosts, dangerous calamities, they immediately disappear. So these doubts of Nanda Maharaj, they were very much based on his affection for Krishna. And really, if he understood that Krishna was Supreme Personality of God, he need not worry. But yeah, he was worried. He was thinking of Vishnu and of Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Please protect us. So, these witches in the Srimad Bhagavatam, they're called Kechari, which means they can fly. So this flying on a stick is nothing new. Prabhupada says, this art of witchcraft is still practiced by some women in the remote northwestern side of India. um, so they, according to him, they transfer themselves from fly in the sky on a branch of an uprooted tree. And so Putana knew this, and she was called Kechari as well. Um, so Putana happened to now enter that day, and yeah, and she took the form of a very beautiful woman, and because of her beauty, you know, raised hips. This is the description given here: raised hips, swollen, nicely swollen breasts, earrings, flowers in her hair, and um, on her account of her very thin waist, um, you know, glancing to everybody attractively and smiling. Everybody was just like, wow, she must be the goddess of fortune, you know. And so she was twirling a lotus flower in her hand, and yeah, so it had seemed that she came to personally see Krishna. You know, Krishna was everybody's darling, and so she came to right through. She walked right through everybody and into Maharananda's palace, and into the room where Krishna was lying. She found Krishna lying in a small bed and picked him up, and she immediately could see that Krishna. She could perceive that this baby was hiding unparalleled potencies. This the same way, you know, fire is covered by ashes. She thought, like, this child is so powerful, he can destroy the whole universe. And then, so it in everybody's heart, and she had that intuition, she had that feeling that, yeah, this is something that may happen. So yeah, she took Krishna on her lap, even though, you know, Yashoda and Rohini were present there. And actually, Krishna, he was closing his eyes, you know, to avoid the face of Putana. What's funny is that there's several explanations the devotees of Krishna give to this. You know, some say it was because Krishna he noticed that she noticed that he is so powerful, and he wanted to give her a chance. You know, he's really a baby, and saying that because she was Krishna would be killing, and she was a woman, and in the Vedic rules, you know, killing a woman, a child, a Brahmin is strictly forbidden. And so, you know, because he was obliged to kill her in that sense, and it was forbidden, he couldn't help but close his eyes. Another explanation is when Putana came, was that even though he knew that Putana wanted to kill him, he took her as a nurse or a mother. So, you know, Krishna was well aware of the intentions of Putana, but, you know, he took her, you know, he didn't look at, he looked at what was in between, or he didn't look at the lines of her intention, but he looked at what she was doing, and she was taking him on his lap and about to breastfeed him. And in the Vedic society, there are 7 kinds of mothers, and according to Vedic injunction, there's 7 kinds of mothers. One is your own mother, one is the mother cow, one is the wife of a Brahmin, or teacher, and the wife of the king, and Mother Earth, and the nurse. Did I say 7? So mother, the real mother, the wife of the spiritual master, the wife of the Brahmana. So everybody has got their guru. So the wife of the guru, the wife of the king, the wife of the Brahmana, and the nurse, the cow, and Mother Earth. So 7 mothers. Um, so yeah, Putana came to take Krishna on her lap and to be sucked by him. And she had that was her plan. She had put very effective poison, very powerful poison on her breasts, in order to, with the intention to kill baby Krishna. But little did she know, she was holding death personified. um, so yeah, like, you know, take a snake for a rope, or a rope for a snake, and then immediately die. So that's the kind of situation that she was in. But she didn't know it, and Krishna looked quite unassuming, although she had some intuition. So what happened then? Krishna quickly took the nipple in anger and sucked the milk poison along with her life air out. And yeah, so it was forceful, it was strong, it was the demon. She immediately, you know, kind of screamed and shouted and, "Oh child, leave me," and perspiring. And so she basically then started to take her own form of kind of running out of the quarters and taking her own hideous witch-like form and expanding. And this was her last, you know, her life air was being sucked out, and so she died, as having taken a huge form, and yeah, fell down with her hair scattered, arms, legs scattered apart, and you know, her hideous form showing, and that the original form that she had, and that original form was about 20 miles large. So that demon, when she fell, she crushed a bunch of trees and forest, and 12 miles, sorry. So that her body extended 12 miles long. And yeah, so that happened, and it sounded like thunder, and everybody's hearts in Goku were, you know, beating real quick, and everybody was frightened by this whole situation, and they went to come up to the scene, you know. Not most hadn't, you know, noticed what was going on, but they heard the thump of the falling of her. And so when they gathered around the scene, you know, there was this huge, humongous body. You know, her mouth, her teeth looked like, they say, plows here, and her belly looked like a dried up lake. You know, her nostrils looked like caves, and her hair was like a reddish bush because she had her red hair and long red hair. And so they were all struck with awe and wonder, you know, the residents, the coward men and women of Gokul. Yeah, it shocked their ears, the noise, and their brains. It was like confusion and what's going on. Then they went to the scene and tried to see what's going on, and then they saw little Krishna, you know, fearlessly playing on Putana's lap and body there. And yeah, so the mother Yashoda, you're saying, I'm watching, why not showing? Lorelai's watching, but something's not working. Let me respond. Looks fine on my side. So, to continue, Krishna's mother Yashoda and Rohini, they went to pick Krishna up and immediately started doing what in Vedic times you do for protection. You know, they were starting to chant mantras, and they washed their hands, sip water 3 times, and then went to recite these mantras. You know, saying, "Oh Lord Achyuta, you know, protect the upper waist. Oh Aja, protect his legs. Lord, you know, may Lord Maniman protect your Niya, protect your thighs. May Lord Isha protect your chest." And these are different names and different, you know, parts and parts of Krishna, that names of Krishna and names of Godhead that they're reciting, you know, and asking to protect their little baby Krishna. So they go on. There's quite a few. It's all there in the Krishna book, and yeah, may Lord Madhava protect you from all danger. While you're walking, may Lord Vaikuntha protect you from falling down. When you're sitting, may Lord Narayan give you all protection. While you're eating, may the Lord of all sacrifices give you all protection. So in this way, you know, they chanted the different names of Vishnu to protect Krishna's different bodily parts, and then, yeah, protect their child from different kinds of evil spirits. You know, there's different evil spirits that have their Sanskrit names: Dakinis, Yatudhanis, Kusmandas, Yakshas, Rakshasas, Vinayakas, Kotaras, Revatis, Jestas, Putanas, and Matrakas. So Putanas is a kind. Um, so yeah, all those evil spirits, they were aware of their existence and were doing that was necessary. They also actually bathed Krishna in cow urine, and that's one of the methods of protection. Uh, yeah, cow urine is very antiseptic, and um, it may be kind of like, it sounds quite the opposite of clean, but it is. It's good against all these negative energies and this and that, and in Ayurveda, or the medicine of uh, yeah, the Vedic medicine, that is used uh, a lot for treating things, issues, even just like a cut or anything. It can be treated by cow urine, and cow dung as well is very effective. The villagers in India, they still cook on cow dung. It's kind of the most consistent heat, and there's many benefits of cow dungs and cow urine. And well, Krishna was also utilizing them, and the cow is so central in the Vedic culture, and that's something that Prabhupada is getting across, bringing across here. Um, Now uh, the parents, Mother Yashoda, took Krishna and let her suck his breast, you know, and yeah, it was a whole commotion. And now what they did with the body, actually by that time, the coward men had returned to Mathura, and yeah, it's on bullock carts they had returned. So this had already happened, and by now they were at the scene of what was going on. And yeah, Nanda was like, well, you know, uh, he recalled the prophecy basically that Vasudev said, you know, please go soon because there may be some calamity. So he thought, wow, Vasudev, he must be a mystic yogi. I realized that you didn't even go through because my Wi-Fi is having trouble. Sorry about that. So after this, all the residents of Raj cut the gigantic body of Putana into pieces and piled it up with wood for burning. And when all of Putana's limbs were burning, the smoke emanated from the aroma was pleasant. It was actually the smell of aguru, which I'm not able to explain, but it was a great, good smell. So this was because of her being killed by Krishna. That means that Putana had been washed off from all her sinful activities and attained a celestial body. So this is an example of how Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna, is all good. You know, Putana came to kill him because, but because he sucked her milk and she treated him like a child, she was immediately purified, uh, and her dead body attained a spirit transcendental quality. You know, because any material quality wouldn't smell so good if you burn it. But her body had attained a transcendental quality, you know, as a sign that she had gone to a much better place. And as a matter of fact, she attained the same place that, you know, her Krishna's own mother would attain, you know, residence as a permanent role of mother for Krishna. And so in the spiritual world, as we say, so her only business was to kill small children, and she was fond of blood, but you know, doing that for Krishna, and Krishna didn't look at all the other things and just looked at her little bit of good that she did. So yeah, in this connection, Prabhupada quotes a verse, you know, of the Bhagavad Gita saying, "Neha brikkarmana sulti pradyate svapamapi yasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat." So a little bit path is, you know, has a transcendental, has a long-term benefit. You know, we heard how you can do things for this life and that have their benefit, but then you can do things that are eternal, so for eternal benefit. So even offering, Prabhupada explains in this chapter, even offering a little flower or fruits to Krishna, you know, that will all right, I think the connection's back. The connection's not good. I got a text saying that. It's almost over the chapter, so I'm just gonna quickly finish it now. The residents of Vrindavan were like, "Where's this good smell coming from?" And yeah, they were conversing about what was going on, and then they had heard, so those who didn't reach the scene, you know, about the killing by Krishna, you know, of Putana, and then they all went to see the child and offer their blessings. And Nanda Maharaj, he immediately took the child's lap and began to smell his head out of affection. It's a way of showing his affection, and he was really happy and satisfied that his son had not, you know, escaped this huge calamity. So yeah, the person telling this in the Srimad Bhagavatam,